Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into another edition of From the Rough. It's America's favorite golf podcast right here on FanStream Sports. The tour is back. They're finishing up what's out west. The West Coast swing comes to an end with, I don't know whose favorite tournament this is. I don't know why it still exists, but we're going to talk about it anyway, eh?
Tiger's favorite tournament.
That he never won.
Yeah.
I'm IndyCar
Well, how are
Tim.
you?
I'm IndyCar Tim in the FanStream Sports studio here in North Dallas. Opposite me on screen, to your screen left if you're watching on the video on YouTube, or if you were watching on your recorded podcast at your radio, he is the left dial. I am the right dial. They still have dials on radios and cars anymore. I don't think they do that.
No.
That is PGA of America member, Mr. Johnny Gerber. Hello, welcome to your show, Johnny.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And thank you for holding it down on Monday. That was a nice show, a nice little recap show. Wasn't the result that we liked on our betting cards, but hey, listen, first losing week of all season. So, back in the saddle here at the Riv. Looking forward to this week. We've had some success in the past, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on towards the end of the show when we get to our winning picks and you get to your spin the wheel picks. How about that? Big audience loving that wheel last week. Loving the wheel, loving the picks. You hit on Scottie Scheffler. I wouldn't pat yourself on the back because everybody in the world did also. Yeah. But we did hit on Tom Hoagie, who seems to come back into some pretty good form. So great for us. You had two, but still a little losing week.
Yeah, I said in the recap show that I got it in the top. I got him in my top 10, but I didn't really count it as a win because it was Scottie Scheffler, and
yeah, thanks.
Scottie Scheffler. But before we get into golf talk, Johnny, and by the way, we will have Johnny's winning picks. We will have another edition of my Wheel of Misfortune picks a little bit later in the show. The reason everyone's here is to win money with Johnny. Right. We got some Lucas Glover news too that we'll get into after the first break. Very briefly.
Great call for the tour to do what they did.
Absolutely. But Johnny, we have to know, first of all, happy belated birthday.
Thanid you.
Johnny turned 64 years old yesterday.
Not quite that. 64? Not quite that. Minus 10. Did 54 yesterday. Okay. It was a great day. Thanks for everybody that reached out. I had, I don't know how many people on Facebook, all my Facebook friends, 500, 600, 700, 800 people just say. And so thank you very much to everybody. It was a really relaxed day. I hung out with my nephew. I went to the golf course, hit some golf balls. So what a great day. Another trip around the sun, right, is what they say. So really looking forward to between my 54 and double nickels next year. But no, great birthday. Thanks for everybody. I appreciate everybody that reached out.
I'm just kind of surprised you're here doing the show today. Just, not 8 hours after probably arriving home and not getting any sleep. I don't know what kind of strip clubs they have up in Kansas City, but
they don't have any of them. That's why I was in bed by 9 o'clock.
But were you in bed alone?
This is a family show. Now I
think that was the question JP Peterson had was, were you in bed alone?
Nancy's watching, so I'm going to leave that to everybody's imagination.
Yes. Hello, Nancy, FanStream Sports CEO. Welcome to your show as well. Thanks for making this possible. CFO. There you go. Sorry. You're the CEO.
Yeah. CFO.
And I'm just the lowly, minimum wage grunt worker here is what I do. Somebody's got to do it.
Personal assistant.
I'm the business manager.
Businessman.
I still don't know why that irks you so bad.
It's trash.
But it does. Well, Johnny, we are back to Riviera Country Club after, of course, skipping it last year because of the Los Angeles wildfires. And it's a signature event. So you've got, by the way, why are we doing two signature events in a row?
It's just how it's been on the schedule. Same as the last few years, Tiger's certainly going to get a signature event. You got Jack getting a signature event. You got Arnold, God rest his soul, signature event. So it's just how it falls. And
but screw Byron Nelson. What'd he ever do? He's the greatest golfer in the history of the world. We're not going to give him a signature event.
He was pretty good, but he wasn't quite that. But I appreciate that you saying that. He is a Texas gentleman. He was pretty good. But not to compare to Jack, Arnie, and El Tigre for sure.
Who was better, Byron Nelson or Gary Player?
Man, that's a good one.
I know the answer.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the biggest rah Gary Player fan. Gary Player think he invented golf.
Exactly.
So what do you look at? You look at stats. I mean, how many times did you win in an era of Byron Nelson that didn't have but 3 people that could play golf? Maybe 4.
Come on, you minimize old timey golf so bad.
There was 40 people in the field when Byron Nelson played. What are you talking about?
Okay, and all 40 of them could play golf.
No, all 40 of them could hit it in the air. Playing golf and hitting in the air are 2 different things. I play golf. You hit it in the air. There's 2 different. Sometimes
I hit it in the air.
Sometimes.
Let's not give me too much credit there.
Yeah, my fault if I forgot. You sometimes hit it.
Remember who you're doing a show with here, okay?
Yeah, so you can't compare eras. It's hard. It's hard. Golf is very difficult when you try to figure out who is the best in different opinions and different eras and stuff like that. So we'll table that to another time.
Well, the answer is Byron Nelson, and it's not even close. But
if you want to talk about nice people, then Byron Nelson wins for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And top 2 greatest golfers in the history of the universe.
Top 2 greatest golfers in the history of Fort Worth, maybe, but maybe
Dallas and Fort Worth. Yeah, maybe so. But you got to include Scottie Scheffler in that too.
Pretty close.
By the way, who's better, Byron Nelson or Scottie Scheffler?
Right now, probably Byron Nelson.
That's right.
But will Scottie Scheffler be better? Probably.
Will Scottie Scheffler ever have a tournament named after him? Probably not.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that would
do
go
that anymore,
over.
do they?
No, not really. Not really.
So yes, the second signature event in a row of the season, of course, with another signature purse on the line. As you've got the 7,383 yard par 71. Somewhat stable par 71. Like, why do we even bother? $20 million on the line here. Now, of course, they haven't played here, obviously, last year. Anything changed from the course from 2024 when they were here before?
No, they don't really mess with Riviera too much. It's just one of these golf courses. It's a little quirky. They don't need to make it any quirkier. That's probably not a word, but, I'll make it up. It's like my mom. I make up words and names. So they don't need to mess with it. It's held the test of time. It has the proper length. It plays soft. You have some undulating hills. So yeah, I think they don't really need to touch it. If they want to make it harder, they'll just speed up the greens or grow the rough. Right. So it's just one of those things. They don't really need to mess. And they don't have enough land probably to do it anyways out there. It's just an older type of golf facility. It's a real structure. It's a really big social club, tennis club also. Mm-hmm. So, how do you justify, getting in the golf business a little bit, terms as like, how do you justify putting X amount of dollars on the golf course that doesn't need it? And then you're going to get a lot of people that cry and complain that why aren't we doing it for tennis or pickleball now or things like that. So there's a lot of political things that probably goes along with that. But you're looking at a facility that doesn't probably need to get changed. They're not shooting 25 under out there. So it's got its little nuances that it'll hold its test of time for a while.
Unlike last week's AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am, the Genesis Pro-Am. The Genesis will feature a cut at the 36-hole mark. It's one of 3 signature events that will slice up the field after Friday. They will trim the field down to the top 50 players and ties, along with those within 10 strokes of the leader. That should be no problem for number 1 in the world,
Scottie Scheffler,
who headlines a field that features 18 of the top 20 players in the official world golf rankings. As Scheffler returns to Riviera for the first time with a mallet putter in his bag. Of course, Johnny, this was the sight in 2024 where his frustrations on the green reached a boiling point, and I was all over it. Said he may never win another tournament again, and I was almost right.
You were nowhere close to being right. How were you almost right? He's won 37 events since you said that. How is he almost correct?
It was a couple of months before he won one, though. So for a couple of months, I was right.
Okay.
The run he's been on since then, however, which includes 18 straight top 10 finishes dating back to March 2025, has been leagues above the rest of the world. Still, he's looking for his first win at Riviera. And trust me, it will never come because Tiger Woods and Jack Nicklaus never won at Riviera, which is weird because Tiger is once again hosting the event and not playing. It's weird that you're hosting an event at a tournament you never won.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what's the point of that?
Well, that's where his foundation set up, and there's just a lot of other things that, kind of there. His foundation set up. So, yeah, I mean, it was his first professional start, right? So it holds some significance to Tiger. So, yeah, and that's where he grew up. He grew up in that area, in the LA area. So, yeah, there's a lot of things behind the scenes that makes it there. I'm sure that, the donation aspect of it for the tournament going to his foundation certainly is a big thing to keep it there. So, yeah, I got no problem with it. I like it. I like the kind of, February, you got Tiger, March, you got, Arnie, and then you got the Memorial with Jack. So I like those, how they're spread out a little bit. And then in between, you got the Players Championship and the PGA, and you got the Byron Nelson, and you got Colonial. So, yeah, I like how they spread it out, and I like how they kind of still use some of those names.
Of course, he handed the trophy to Ludwig Oberg at Torrey Pines last year that substituted for Riviera. Yeah. And then, of course, other guys in the field that have won this thing, Hideki Matsuyama, who might be on my wheel, and Max Homa, who might be on my wheel. God, Max Homa loves this course, by the way.
He does.
World number 2, Rory McIlroy, hopes that he will be the one receiving the trophy from Tiger as he makes his second start on the tour this season. He played well in his debut at Pebble Beach. He basically returned to his blade irons, but he was ultimately upended by other big numbers on the scorecard. Xander, Schauffele, JJ Spawn, your favorite golfer, Patrick Cantlay, who might be on my wheel.
I hope you spin him so I can just dog cuss him all.
Sahith Theegala, and of course Max Homa hoping to win in their home state. Justin Rose, Collin, Morikawa, and Scottie Scheffler hope to grab their second wins of the season, joining Chris Gotterup as a multiple-time winner before the calendar flips to March. I'm trying to think of. We didn't really have any drama at Torrey Pines last year, did we? I mean, other than just the performance from Ludwig Oberg, who, by the way, has not been able to really replicate that since then.
Yes, I think he's still hurt. I think he's still got some illness. I don't think he's completely healthy. So, I'm curious to find out what's going on with him. It's weird.
Yeah, I'm not sure at all what's happening with him. It's. I don't want to say it's disappointing because I think, I think like the excuse you give that he's probably still hurt. I mean, it has to be accurate because you don't go from being one of the dominant ball strikers on the tour to all of a sudden just disappearing, right? Like that doesn't just go away overnight. And his game seems to have just kind of gone away overnight, and it has to be due to injury.
Yeah, especially with the skill set he has. I mean, if you want a modern day golf swing that looks as good as it gets, doesn't look like he can miss a shot. That's certainly him. I mean, he's a great model for what I like to see in the golf swing as a coach. But yeah, there's something going on with him that they haven't released, whether it's, always seems to be out on the West Coast when he gets sick. I don't know. He might be like me with the bad allergies out there or something. So yeah, we'll see. I don't really have, high expectations for him at Riviera this week. I think, again, finding out a little bit more what's going on with him. I like him probably a little bit later in the year. When he gets to Florida swing, we can get a little bit warmer weather. I think that's where he thrives a little bit. So, and he doesn't mind the wind on the East Coast swing, getting used to as he played at Texas Tech. So, yeah, certainly won't see him on our card today, but certainly we'll probably see him once we get a little bit more information on him. On our card, probably a lot during the Florida swing.
Yep. All right, Johnny, let's take a quick break here on From the Rough. We're going to come back on the other side, talk a little Lucas Glover news, and get into the odds per DraftKings Sportsbook. Who are the favorites? Who are the bottom dwellers? And then, of course, after that, we'll get into Johnny's winning picks, and we will spin the wheel of misfortune for Tim's wheel picks this week. We are From the Rough. We are brought to you by OrionGolf.com. If you're looking for a smart professional golf management solution that makes your course to take to the next level, visit OrionGolf.com. It's your partner in streamlined operations, improved player experiences, and next-generation golf course management. From scheduling and membership services to event coordination and strategic business solutions, Orion Golf helps facilities run smoother and more profitably every single day. It's OrionGolf.com, where smart golf management meets real results. Visit OrionGolf.com today and discover why better golf starts with better management with Orion Golf. Back after this.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Sports fans, it's time to gear up. Head to fanstreamsports.com and check out our brand new merchandise store. We're talking bold t-shirts, 3/4 zips, hoodies, hats, mugs, and more. Everything you need to rep your favorite shows and your favorite crew. Whether you're rolling with the JP Peterson Show in Tampa Bay, From the Rough in Dallas, the Tim May Show featuring Clay Hall, or the Jeff Thidoff Show in Ohio, or any of our FanStream Sports original programming, we've got the perfect look for game day and every day. So don't wait. fanstreamsports.com. Click merch and grab your gear now. Wear the stream, live the stream. FanStreamSports.com.
Hey folks, let me tell you about Bay Area Modern Medical Center, a very different kind of approach to primary care. Personalized preventative medicine, not a one-pill-fits-all mentality. Christopher Lugo and his experienced medical staff are proactive in looking at issues before they become a problem, encouraging a healthy lifestyle with proper diet, supplements, and exercise to optimize your active lifestyle. Rather than the impersonal, rushed approach, you will be the only patient and will have our full attention. That's new. Getting old is inevitable, but feeling and looking old is avoidable. Bay Area Modern Medical Centers are experts in anti-aging regenerative medicine that optimizes your body's performance in many areas. So call for an appointment to get started on a journey back to full health and a happy life with a new, modern way of healthcare. Call 844-977-3477 or go to BAMMC.com. That's 844-977-3477 or BAMMC.com.
Today's show is brought to you by Tomstown, a premier craft distillery based in Kansas City, Missouri. Discover their award-winning lineup, including double oaked bourbon, botanical gin, and double grain vodka. Named the best craft vodka by the readers of USA Today. Available for online delivery in 40 states. Visit toms-town.com or their Kansas City distillery to explore more. Elevate your game with Tomstown, where history meets innovation. Please enjoy responsibly. Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out OrionGolf.com.
Let's go! Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough, right here on FanStream Sports. I'm IndyCarTim. That is Johnny the Gerb Man, birthday boy Gerbinator.
That was yesterday. It's over.
That was yesterday.
I'm over it.
It still exists, Johnny. I mean, just
okay, it was, but it's
don't
just
want
it was yesterday.
I mean, now I'm going to mention it 4 more times before the end of the show. Now that I know.
I know. Thank you. Thanks.
54 is not even a big deal. It's not even one of the big ones.
Hey, listen, at my age and my trials and tribulations, every year is a big one. Trust me.
I mean, well, yeah, you and me both. I got an even bigger one coming up in 2 months. Was it February? Not even 2 months. Yeah, not even
60?
2 months.
You turn 60, don't you?
Feels like it. The double nickel though, just ahead of you for it.
Yeah, it sounds like a bar to me. The double nickel.
I'll be 35 years old.
35 times 25.
So actually, when I turned 25, I quit having birthdays, and this is legit going back to when I actually turned 25. And I just started celebrating anniversaries of my 25th birthday. So,
I like it.
You know, when I turned 30, I didn't turn 30. I just celebrated the 5th anniversary of my 25th birthday, right? And then 40 was the 15th anniversary. Then when you start getting up to like 45, and I'm saying the 20th anniversary of my 25th birthday, that doesn't sound a lot better than my 40th birthday. Yeah, so at that point you're getting, and especially like now that the anniversary is higher than the birthday number, you know, like, so April will be the 30th anniversary of my 25th birthday. That doesn't sound great. So I've got to come up with something else, like not even, I don't know, the 15th anniversary of my 25th or of my 40th birthday. Like, is that the direction I should go? I don't really know now. I didn't think I was going to live this long, Johnny.
I got 2 birthdays. I tell everybody I'm 9 years old. I got July 23rd.
Yeah.
I got February 17th, and everybody who knows. So we won't get into it. Yeah.
No, I mean, and you should, rightfully so. I have multiple birthdays, and they have nothing to do with medical situations. They're divorce dates.
Yeah. Reborn, rebirth.
I was rebirthed as a single man 4 times. So that's where we are. All right, Johnny, let's get into your 2026 Genesis Invitational, the field and the odds. These are via DraftKings Sportsbook. Of course, your favorite, I don't know. Do we even have to say he's a favorite every year? Because
Scottie Scheffler.
Another $1 for Mr. Kohler.
That's all right. He probably needs it. But you won't find Scottie on Johnny's card because
I like other guys.
Johnny likes other guys, and usually when he looks at Scottie, he says,
"Your face isn't correct."
His face is incorrect, which it is without the beard. He's got to keep that beard.
Right.
So at 3-1, and Johnny's picks are all about value. You're not gonna have anything. Why did you say the LPGA is off this week?
I think they are. Or
they
start
Thailand.
this week.
They're in Thailand.
Oh, Thailand.
Which isn't real golf anyway. I mean,
it's great golf. It's great golf. I love it. No. But
Mm,
there's a lot of other things to do in Thailand besides play golf.
Leave.
No.
So the best thing you can do in Thailand is leave Thailand.
I know a lot of people that's been to Thailand, and there's not one single person says it's terrible, but the guy that's never been there says it's bad.
Because
how does that make sense? They won't. The good. Thank you.
I just don't do third world countries. I'm not going to Somalia either. Pretty sure I've never been there, but I'm not going.
Go down to downtown Dallas. You'll be in third world country. How about that?
Man, that's the truth. Under the bridges and overpasses. That's for dang sure.
Mm-hmm.
I had a guy change the oil in my car one time about 25 years ago, and he gave me an address, and I'm like, this is when I'm still using like Yahoo Maps. I don't have GPS. And I literally pulled up under a bridge in downtown Dallas, and there's like 2 cars with the hoods up. He's like, "Hey, this is my shop."
Oh, I love it. That's actually kind of no rent.
I'm like, "Yeah, sorry, man. I'm going somewhere else." I didn't even do it. And he was only going to charge me like $9.
Yeah, but where do you get the oil filter and the oil?
Where do you get the oil out of the ground? Probably.
Yeah.
So I wasn't about to do that, but you were absolutely correct. There's some parts of downtown Dallas and Fort Worth that are just third world countries. And you know what? I'm probably not going there either.
Probably not. Probably not a good idea.
Rory McIlroy with a staggering number that shocks me at 15-1. Does that seem high to you?
We talked about this. And we'll talk about this maybe a little as we continue to go. As Rory, he had a terrible putting week last week at Pebble, which everybody did. The stats, it's the hardest greens on the PGA Tour to putt. They're the smallest. But you're looking at some trending how Rory's going. Rory's going to be getting some good value here pretty soon. We talk about that all the time when we talk about golf betting is value. Where's the value? Rory, he's always going to be top 5, but if he continues to maybe, not play his best, that's going to create more value and maybe an opportunity for him to get on the card. So kind of look at that as we continue to move forward. I know Florida swing, he has a tendency he'll play well in the Florida swing. So we're hoping on the betting side that Rory continues to play poorly so there's created more value for Rory McIlroy.
And I think at this stage of his career right now, I think like where he wins kind of matters almost as much as what he wins. And I think Riviera is on his list. I think that this week piques his interest. I think he wants to play well. Like you said, he didn't play great at Pebble Beach, but he did play better as the week went on. He had a 64 on Sunday. He went bogey free. He's had a run of 3 top 10s across 4 tournament appearances at Riviera since 2019, but he hasn't been at his best the last couple of times here. And I think that's something he wants to correct.
Yeah, I think he wants to win Tiger's tournament, right? I think that's probably something he'd like to check off. I mean, Memorial, Bay Hill, Tiger. I mean, those are pretty cool little benchmarks to check off when you get on top of the, he's won the Players Championship. He's won all 4 majors. Where do you go from here? Like where do you kind of get motivated? And that's the whole thing with Rory, right? After he won Augusta last year, what's his motivation? I mean, he's doesn't need the money. He's first ballot World Golf Hall of Fame. He's a Grand Slam. He's won the Player. So what motivates Rory McIlroy? And that's something that I can't speak on. I mean, that's certainly internal for him. Yeah. So maybe checking off those 3 icons of golf, maybe that's something that he wants to do.
At 23-1, we have Xander Schauffele. He's making slight improvements week by week with a top 20 at Pebble. That kind of gave us a glimpse into his game being closer than maybe what we thought the week before that, because, man, we were all over him in the Pebble preview.
Right.
He's driving the ball well. He's got to clean up some stuff on the ground and around the greens, I think, to be competitive again, but this could be a good spot for him. He had a chance to win here back in 2024 before Hideki made a run. So I think, again, this is something that Xander Schauffele probably wants to correct, put a bad memory out of his brain with a good showing here this week.
Yeah, Southern California guy, knows the Pope greens. It's a good golf course. I mean, it's like I said, we talked about earlier, it's quirky. He has a game that he likes to move the ball a lot, right to left, left to right. He's kind of more of a shot maker than anything else, not a robot. So, yeah, it surprises me that he hasn't had more success here.
Also at 23-1, Johnny, is Tommy Fleetwood. He quietly snuck his way into a T4 finish at Pebble Beach last week, where I thought he played really, really well all week. He had some sort of middling play over in the Middle East before he got back over here. And I thought last week he looked like the guy that won the Tour Championship last year with his game. He's improved a lot of ways in every trip to Riviera. He's had finishes of T37, T28, T20, and T10. And if that trend continues, he'll obviously be in the top 10 and could be in the mix on Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, again, the monkey off his back winning, and certainly winning the Tour Championship. I'm surprised he hasn't won yet on any tour that he's played. I mean, I know we're so young in the season, but he's played some golf and knocking at the door, hanging around. When does it come for Tommy Fleetwood? And then when does it come? Does it continue to open the floodgates? Here's something I'm a little, you look at a lot of European guys that have a tendency to play well to build momentum during Ryder Cup years. This isn't a Ryder Cup year. So I'm not saying that they're kind of letting off the gas, but that's how the Europeans have a tendency to play. So they're ramping up for the Ryder Cup. So, maybe that lack of push or kick in the ass or something for not needing the Ryder Cup, nor will he'll always be a Ryder Cup for as long as he can swing a golf club and, for the next probably 10 years. But, that's something that these guys in the back of their mind, they're trying to make that Ryder Cup team. You don't have it this year.
Right. Right, absolutely. 25 to 1, Hideki Matsuyama. One of the many recent Masters winners to reign supreme at Riviera alongside the likes of Adam Scott, Bubba Watson, and DJ. He makes his return this year in stellar form after notching 4 straight top 13 finishes with his playoff loss at the Phoenix Open and T8 at Pebble Beach. Hindered by his driving, not driving the ball wonderfully right now.
Terrible.
Yeah. But there's certainly no hiding that club this week, as the course will demand accurate drives. But I think if he figures it out, he's got a good chance, as much as anybody, really, to step into contention on Sunday.
Yeah, you hit it perfect. I mean, you got to drive the ball fantastic out here. You can't put yourself in kind of spots to where that you can't have accurate iron shots into some of these kind of tiered greens. Short-siding yourself is dead here. It's a little bit like Pebble Beach, but the greens are a lot bigger when it comes to that. So, yeah, I mean, if he doesn't, he has this two-way miss, which is the death for a tour player. So he needs to get that straightened out. If he's able to do that, he might be able to contend. But it was a little better last week at AT&T. But has he got it fixed? I'm not really sure. I need to see a little bit more. Certainly won't be on our card. I don't know if he's on your wheel of missed cuts, but we'll see.
Well, we will find out. Also at 25 to 1, Russell Henley, couple of 29 to 1s in Cam Young and Patrick Cantlay. 31 to 1, Sam Burns. Also at 31 to 1, Collin Morikawa. Johnny, you weren't around for us to prop him up on Monday, but it looks like he finally remembered how to play golf and got back to his golf swing once again, and the results followed for him last week. He was probably overdue for a win with the number of close calls that he had since that 2023 Zozo. And, it came, I think, by virtue of his iron play last week. And look, I'm not going to say because of that win that he is suddenly back, like a top 5 player or anything. I don't think that's the case, but he is certainly well on his way. But his short game still has room for improvement, I think, and it's going to have to show up here.
Yeah, he got a little lucky when it terms of draw, but that's what you have to win a golf tournament. He didn't play with the exception of the last day and then some of the holes coming in. He didn't really battle those wins. He's he's one of the he's one of the highest spin players on the PGA Tour, so he didn't have to battle that. But he did certainly what he needed to do. He made a ton of putts, and that just kind of helped him. He set up with his iron play. He hit it further than he has hit it for a long time. So equipment changes a little bit certainly has helped him, putting a new driver in the bag and getting a little bit more confidence and a little bit more length. So, right. Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to say if he's back or not. I don't want to kind of go in that direction, but it was certainly a good win for him. And, as much as we kind of, talk about him in jest and things like that, is he one of those guys that golf is better when he's playing well? I'm not so sure he's there. He's that. But certainly he's interesting. I don't really like his, banter back and forth or with the media, being on the media side now of it. I don't really care for that. I mean, if it wasn't for us in the media, I've been on both sides, then you're not Collin Morikawa. You're not playing for hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. So, put that in perspective. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see if this kind of propels him to more success.
And then, Johnny, on Wednesday, as we record this, I think kind of a big announcement by the PGA Tour that Lucas Glover has been elected Player Advisory Council Chairman for 2026 by the Tour's voting membership. The PAC serves as a consulting body that vets and recommends changes to the PGA Tour Policy Board. On behalf of the membership, Glover and Adam Scott were selected by the player directors to run for PAC chairman. Glover edges out Adam Scott. And I've also heard today, on Wednesday, just before we came on the air, that the PGA Tour is considering a number of rules changes for 2027. We won't get into the specifics of those right now. We'll maybe save that for next week. But this is the first time he's served on the PAC. And let's see, Glover, it's a 4-year term, so we'll go through 2030 on the PGA Tour Policy Board. as he replaced the seat that was currently held by Scott. So Ricky Fowler takes Scott's seat on the council, because you're not on the council if you're the chair. Scott will continue in his role as player director through this season. This is Fowler's third time serving on the PAC, having previously served both in 23 and 25. So tell us a little bit about what this PAC, the responsibilities, what they do, and what it's all about.
Yeah, it's basically like it's a board of directors of the PGA Tour. They're creating policy. They're taking everything in from what the players think. They're basically the voice of the PGA Tour in terms of the internal players, kind of maybe like a Major League Baseball Players Association, some of those things that they deal with as, the players go to them. You have the voting people. It's changed a little bit in terms of how many people has been on the board and, to have voting rights, things like that. But they're basically they're the voice of the players. So it's just like every sports affiliation and in union, how per you say that, you have a representative that's going to represent you as a player, and that's what it is. And, is it a popularity contest? I'm not so sure. There's probably a little bit of that too. Do you need to have a little bit of both? Yeah, for sure. Do you need to have the pulse of the players? 100%. Do you need to, Lucas, his interview today and press conference today, he was very candid. He's like, listen, I don't know everything yet. But I'm certainly ready to learn more about the business of golf and more about the business of the PGA Tour to make it a better product for not only the fans, but the sponsors. So he's certainly saying all the correct things. It's probably a really good position in his life to do that as he kind of transitions maybe a little bit, in the next 5 or 6 years to the Champions Tour. Yeah, I thought it was a great move for the PGA Tour. Obviously, well-liked guy out there. Couldn't went wrong with whoever it was re-electing Adam Scott. Yeah. But I think it's great. And I just think that, you couldn't have gone wrong with either of those two guys, but a fresh voice, a new voice of a guy that's respected out there certainly is going to be a positive change for the PGA Tour.
Well, good for him. And we'll talk about some of those proposed rules changes coming up in the coming weeks. After I'm able to delve into them a little bit more. We're going to take our final break of the show. We're going to come back on the other side and talk about our picks. It's pick time. It's Wheel of Misfortune time. It is Johnny's winning picks time. Before we get to that, though, we have to remind everybody today's show is also brought to you by Tomstown Distilling Company. Raise a glass and step back in time with Tomstown Distilling Company, the premier craft distillery in downtown Kansas City, where history meets handcrafted spirits. Inspired by the Roaring 20s and the rebellious spirit of boss Tom Pendergast, Tomstown creates award-winning bourbon, gin, vodka, rye, and canned cocktails you won't forget. Head over to toms-town.com, available for delivery in more than 40 states across these United States of America. It's Tomstown, where spirits are bold, the cocktails are unforgettable, and the history is alive in every sip. Back after
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Sports fans, it's time to gear up. Head to fanstreamsports.com and check out our brand new merchandise store. We're talking bold t-shirts, 3/4 zips, hoodies, hats, mugs, and more. Everything you need to rep your favorite shows and your favorite crew. Whether you're rolling with the J.P. Peterson Show in Tampa Bay, From the Rough in Dallas, the Tim May Show featuring Clay Hall, or the Jeff Thidoff Show in Ohio, or any of our Fanstream Sports original programming, we've got the perfect look for game day and every day. So don't wait. fanstreamsports.com. Click merch and grab your gear now. Wear the stream, live the stream, fanstreamsports.com.
Hey, folks, let me tell you about Bay Area Modern Medical Center, a very different kind of approach to primary care. Personalized preventative medicine, not a one-pill-fits-all mentality. Christopher Lugo and his experienced medical staff are proactive in looking at issues before they become a problem, encouraging a healthy lifestyle with proper diet, supplements, and exercise to optimize your active lifestyle. Rather than the impersonal, rushed approach, you will be the only patient and will have our full attention. That's new. Getting old is inevitable, but feeling and looking old is avoidable. Bay Area Modern Medical Centers are experts in anti-aging regenerative medicine that optimizes your body's performance in many areas. So call for an appointment to get started on a journey back to full health and a happy life with a new, modern way of healthcare. Call 844-977-3477 or go to BAMMC.com. That's 844-977-3477 or BAMMC.com.
Today's show is brought to you by Tomstown, a premier craft distillery based in Kansas City, Missouri. Discover their award-winning lineup, including double oaked bourbon, botanical gin, and double grain vodka. Named the best craft vodka by the readers of USA Today. Available for online delivery in 40 states. Visit toms-town.com or their Kansas City distillery to explore more. Elevate your game with Tomstown, where history meets innovation. Please enjoy responsibly. Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports, wrapping things up on a preview Wednesday. I'm IndyCarTim. That is PGA of America member John Gerber. Lots of fun here today. We will get to more of your, interest in the LPGA, the DP, the Corn Ferry, all of those good things as the season progresses. Sort of traditional From the Rough for you today, just focusing on Tigers tournament, those odds, making you some money, Johnny, is what we're going to do.
Make some money. We got to make some money. I see the wheel. I see it. I can't see who's on it, but I see it.
So, I think the way we did this last week, I don't think I had the music on for when I did it, but I'm going to start the music for as we get into our gambling, as we often do. So, little backstory is as I told this on the recap on Wednesday when I went over all the picks, or on Monday. So when we started this thing back in 2018, Johnny, this is the brainchild of Johnny. First of all, he needed an avenue to get his picks out to everybody. That's kind of what initiated this whole From the Rough and this golf podcast thing. And I was jealous because Johnny knows his shit, for lack of a better term. And he thought it would be funny very early on if I started making picks, like just so we could get a good laugh on the show. And that's what it's provided for a long time. And I've learned a few things just from learning how some of the things that he does. And, nobody's as good as Johnny and knows everything that he knows, but I'd give myself a little pat on the back that I picked up a few tidbits, right? You're still not going to want to use my picks to win any money. That's what Johnny's for. But the entertainment value of this segment and me making my picks has grown and grown and grown. Everybody always enjoyed it. Johnny's reaction, because I used to just try to make, standard picks. I did a little bit of research and I would make my picks, and then we get Johnny's live reaction because he didn't know what they were until we brought him to the air. So that gave us a good laugh, but we've been doing that for like 4 years now. And I thought, let's change it up a little bit. I'm going to make some picks, and then I'm going to throw them up on what we call here in the studio the Wheel of Misfortune, which is usually meant for a bet payoff. And we put very painful bet payoffs on it, and then we spin it on some of our other shows, the Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim show, by the way, live at 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern tonight at fanstreamsports.com. And so I thought what I would do is I would just put 7 names that I picked on the wheel, And I only pick one top 10, one top 20, and one winner. Not nearly as many as Johnny, but I only have 3 names, but I picked 7, right? And then what we do is then Johnny picks what position that spin is going on, right? So Johnny, like for instance, the first one, he'll say if it's going to be top 10 winner or top 20, and then I'll spin it, and that name goes in there, and I've got the odds for all 3 positions for all these guys. Now, these signature events are a little, especially with the cut, and you only 50 making the weekend. The top 20 numbers are way down because the odds are just ridiculous because there's not as many players. So that's why some of these don't look great, but it is what it is. It's fun. We had a lot of fun with it. We are going to present it here and throw the wheel somewhere. Thought it would be here. Hang on. Oh, right here's the wheel. There we go. It's got its own camera, Johnny. That's how famous it is.
Love it. So this is our top 20 pick.
So we're going to make this the top 20. All right, here we go. By the way, the names on the board: Patrick Cantlay, Russell Henley, Hideki Matsuyama, my buddy Max Homa, Collin Morikawa, Ryan Gerard, Sam Burns. It's all my names, my 7 names. So for the top 20, here we go. Johnny the Wheel tells us Collin Morikawa in the top 20. Collin Morikawa's top 20 odds, Johnny, minus 120.
No, not good. Not good.
Not good.
Not good.
As a matter of fact, he was tied with Patrick Cantlay and Hideki Matsuyama for the lowest top 20 odds.
He's going to finish 21st. You're out.
That's probably about right. All right, what's
top
next?
10.
Top 10 is next. How about bring me the head of Hideki Matsuyama?
He's probably minus money too. You're in trouble.
For top 10, he is plus 210.
That's pretty good. That's not terrible.
Yeah, I'll take plus 210. Also in there, Harris English. Oh, wait, I didn't have Harris English on there. Sorry. That became Max Homa. Forgot to say it. All right, so now we go to the winner, correct?
Winner.
Here we go.
And your winner or misses the cut in the 2026 Genesis.
Here we go.
Is
bring me the head of
I knew
Max
it.
Homa.
I knew it. He is plus 17,000.
I have to see real quick.
He's a lot. It's a lot.
What Max Homa is. Hang on just a second. We'll get there because I'd made a late change and I didn't get it on my sheet, and I was kind of hoping maybe Max Homa
probably plus 10,000, which actually is pretty good.
Oh, it's not going to be that much.
Oh yeah, he is. Oh yeah.
You think? So maybe I should bet on this. So the wheel starts treating me well.
He's probably 100 to 1. Easy between 80. He'd be a ham sandwich pick. I promise you that.
See, this is not the magical Kenya Open. This is the Genesis Invitational, and we are in the winners. And Max Homa, ladies and gentlemen, as I go down the list, of course, he's going to be down there.
Keep scrolling.
How about plus, let's see, 65 to 1.
So
there we go.
Yep. So 100 gets you $6,500.
So I'm betting my $5 on Max Homa to win this. So to recap Tim's picks, we've got Max Homa, your winner at 65 to 1. Hideki Matsuyama, top 10 plus 210, and Collin Morikawa in my top 20 at minus 120.
I love it.
Yeah, we'll see how that works out with everybody else coming on. I totally forgot I was going to play music here for me. But really, we got to play the music for Johnny because it is now time for everyone's favorite segment. It's time for Johnny's picks.
Here we go, guys. After the first losing week of the year, we lost a little bit last week. We lost about 400. So we are still plus 370 for plus for the year. Doesn't seem like a lot. We did 1-1 on our matchups, so we're 2-3-1 on matchups. Listen, an incredible week. Listen, another signature event back to back from the AT&T now to the Genesis before we zip to the Florida swing. But Cam Young, I like him here at 28-1. Cam Young is a guy that's, if you look at all these picks, these are guys who are really good drivers of the golf ball. Got to be a really good driver of the golf ball this week at Riviera. It's a quirky golf course. It's got a few of its nuances, but if you're able to drive the ball well and put yourself in some spots to get some of these quirky pins and quirky pin placements, you're going to do well. Cam Young, I like him at 28-1. Listen, for me to really put this guy on our card at 33-1, Matthew Fitzpatrick, I really like him because he's oil and water to me. I have some back-ended stories. We'll do it another time. Maybe we need to do a new From the Rough backstage podcast, raw, uncut, because there's some things about this guy besides
From the Rough Confidential with John Gerber.
Yes. That Taxi Cab Confessions or whatever that shit used to be called. I won't go into any further. 33-1. I think he's driving the ball really good. He's quirky as hell, so he fits the golf course perfect. So we'll leave it at that at 33-1. My name is Sep. My man, Sep Straka, 45-1. You talk about value, great value. One of the best ball strikers on the PGA Tour. Played well last week. He got in that little rut of shitty weather last week at the AT&T that hurt him. So that didn't help him in terms of that. So I like him at 45-1. Sep Straka, one of the best ball strikers, starting to play well. Watch him starting to play well. And this is a great driving golf course for him. Ham sandwich pick this week, the Big Samoa, 90-1. Tony Finau. How many? Let me ask you something, Tim. I got stumped with this trivia question last night. How many times do you think Tony Finau's won on the PGA Tour?
How many times has Tony Finau won?
Don't look it up. Don't look it up. Take a guess.
3.
6.
Oh, wow.
You're right. I said 2.
Yeah.
So 6 times on he's won some of those second tier events, so it's not super popular. But hey,
right.
You looking at a guy when he's driving the golf ball well. This golf course suits him very, very well.
What was his last win, though?
His last win was 2024 or 2023. It's been a hot second. But I like him. Listen, value, starting to play well. Played pretty solid last week at Pebble Beach. But
he won twice in the 22-23, the Cadence Bank Houston Open in Mexico.
Yeah.
Open. Yeah.
Houston. Yeah, that's right. Yep. So Houston. So 90-1, extreme value with Tony Finau. I liked him in a couple other spots, maybe top 10, top 20. But 90-1, I thought there was value there. 2 top 10s as always. Jake Knapp plus 275. Boy, what has this guy been playing some really good golf?
Awesome.
Went to UCLA, knows this golf course at Riviera. That's their home golf course at UCLA. Yep. So again, knows it well, drives the ball extremely well. 275, good value. Harris English plus 280. Won on the West Coast last year at Torrey Pines. A kind of quirky stat. He's from Georgia. Really good putter on Bermuda, but it transitioned well for him to putting Bermuda. So at this spot at plus 280, good value with Harris English. 2 top 20s, Victor Hovland plus 125, Michael Kim plus 320. Victor Hovland's coming into some form a little bit. I'm a little worried about his driving. If he can just figure that out, I know I say it's a tough driving golf course, but if he can just figure it out a little bit, he's such a good iron player. He's figured out the woogie boogies with his chipping, and I think if he can just keep it a one-way miss, I think it's a good golf course for him, plus 125. And Michael Kim, plus 320 to dive in at California guy.
Huge.
Under the radar, plus 320. Now, listen, for those people who do not know, and we talk about this all the time, when we get our picks, we really start out the week. We put 8 in our plays, but we really start out the week with about 12 to 15 guys in our pool that we kind of like, and how we move them around is all predicated on value. Mm-hmm. It's all predicated on, where we can find the right number, whether it's winning top 10, top 20. Now, there's some guys that kind of miss out on fitting that role. Maybe their odds are not very good, or maybe that they're just not value in that top 10, top 20 spot. So there are some guys that are kind of outside looking in that we look at that just kind of didn't make the cut in our card for those reasons. So listen, these aren't the only guys that we pinpoint. There's still 4 or 5 other guys out there that maybe we just didn't put in our card, but this is where we see our card has extreme value. And I like this week as we're going to bounce back off to a little losing week and jump back into a winning week this week.
Well, there you go, boys and girls. There are Johnny's winning picks. Those are also available on social media as we put that article out with the Genesis Invitational preview earlier today. You can find that over at fanstreamsports.com, either under the From the Rough or under headlines, where our daily original written articles are for you at fanstreamsports.com, or find them on Johnny's social media at Jay Gerber PGA Pro, or me at IndyCarTim, or the show is at From the Rough PGA. That's going to do it for us, Johnny. It's been another fun one, as it usually is. We'll be back on Monday with another, Monday recap celebrating Max Homa's win at the Genesis Invitational and my $6,500. We'll see. No, it won't be, because I'm not betting 100. I'm only betting 5.
And I will tell you, he was the guy that was our outside looking in to maybe jump in that top 10 or top 20 spot. So it's not a terrible pick if you really want to take a flyer. And I'm hoping I'm put that $5 bill on there, make you some drinking money.
Man, I could use some of that today. That's for damn sure. I'm IndyCarTim. That's Johnny. Thanks to toms-town.com and oriongolf.com. Until next time, boys and girls, y'all keep hitting them straight.